Now we're recording, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yay. Should we start over?
Yeah.
Okay, you better say who you are.
I'm Susan Batchelder.
And I'm Lucille Ball.
I want to be Lucy.
All right, you be Lucy.
I love Lucy. I do. I love Lucy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're more like Lucy. I knew it was going to be hard to get through this without laughing. Which, you know, that's impossible. Anyway, I'm Tammy Montgomery. And we're the Unstoppable Mamas together. And we created the Unstoppable Network of people. So, Janine, if you want to jump in, feel free. But this is just one of our live streams that we do. Last night we did a money call, and those are fun too. Those are really super fun. And do we just hit that?
Yeah.
Okay. So here she comes.
And the thing is we often talk about freedom, and we often talk about money, and we also often talk about how money creates freedom and how important it is for us to define what freedom means. Each one of us have a different definition of freedom, and it's important to get real clear with that, right? If you want to clarify that. Welcome, Dr. Janine.
Hi there, ladies.
Hi.
I'm going to try to put the light on so I don't look so spooky. It looks like it's so dark. Hold on.
And I love how Dr. Janine said on the call last night, and these are her words, money creates options, and that's what she said. And we talk about it often, but I love how she brought together and she said that money creates options. And so what do we mean by that? And why are we talking about it again tonight? Well, stories. Stories is what makes it believable to each one of you that are listening. And it also, as we tell the story, it makes it more believable to us. So we want to share the story of what's going on right now to prove to you. We all need proof, right? We need a story that proves the realistic, the real possibilities, the real potential that each one of you, each one of us can do exactly what we're going to tell you about today. It's all possible, and you can create it by just making a choice and then just taking massive action. And it's all creatable, right? We can create whatever freedom means to you. Like for me, freedom is expanded by increasing my health. It's huge. In fact, we were going to record it last night, but to be honest, I went to bed early because I was just in so much pain, right? So it's hard to really describe how much life is altered by pain unless you really feel it yourself. And we each of us have different kinds of pain. And so if you just think about, and pain comes in all different ways, right? Like there's psychological pain, there's pain, stress is pain. Stress is a kind of pain. And a lack of money is one of the most impactful stressors that any of us can feel, right? Whether it's we're not sure if we can pay for our home, we're not sure if we can feed our kids, whatever. But the stress of a lack of money, it's important. And there's physical pain from injury or illness or whatever, and that happens to be my situation. But there's different kinds of pains, and I would just like to recognize that everybody has pain, and we can't measure each other's pain. We have no obligation to even understand it, but that's what we're talking about. It's removing ourselves from a situation of pain and into a situation where we have freedom to remove that pain. It's all relatable, and money is what creates that option. And it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's very powerful. I mean, just to see, the whole, well, obviously a year ago, you had just gotten kind of through one of the procedures, the first one. So when I met Susan in last year, she was not in that much pain. And then when we met live, you started not feeling again. You were starting to get worse again. So, the cool part about whenever you're self-employed is you can increase your income however you want it to be. So that's another reason why I think it's important for people to, is that too close or good, whatever. It's just important for people to understand that if you're, specifically looking at a home-based business, you can create however much money you want to create for whatever you want to do. So money does create options, and a home-based business does create more options for you, as opposed to, let's say, a W-2 person, you're just really kind of limited, and you have to almost be at a beck and call. Like for example, if you're corporate America or something like that, and your health insurance will only pay for whatever allow you to X, for example.
So you have a ceiling.
So you have a ceiling. There's nowhere you can go. You can't go upwards. You can't pay for a treatment like Susan paid for down here. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't when you're W-2'd. So that limits yourself. So when you're self-employed and you have, obviously, a home-based business like this, such as this, it will really create huge options for you. You can travel. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I travel all the time, and it's a great feeling to be able to just pick up and go. And I don't have to ask anybody. Like Susan said last night on the call, or an email, I can't remember what it was that we'd said. I don't have to ask for time off. She doesn't have to ask for time off. It's a great feeling. So not only does it give you freedom, but it, like, seeing her, the transition, like, even tonight, I say, wow, every hour I can see a better, because of the way, and you can probably explain it a lot better than me, obviously, but, just seeing her feeling better is great. So, just, get it, so hop on.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Should I? Do you think the camera would show just a little bit so they can see a bit of a couple of the implants?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to
turn around and try to direct it.
So she got these stem cell implants. If no one does know the story, and I'll show them. Can you see them, Dr. Janine?
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the implants on her neck.
And then there's
And then she's got 4
on my head.
on her head,
And
2 down on her lower back.
And then 2
That's very cool. I'm not really familiar with that procedure. I've heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
We could do
imagine if you didn't have that option.
Yeah, exactly. We should do a separate explainer video maybe on exactly what it is.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. You probably saw that in the hospital too. Hi, Gail.
Hey, Gail.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hey.
And
Hi.
excuse the dude, but I'm putting warm. It's the incision sites are a little bit raw, so I've been putting warm compresses. And I thought, well, I'm not going to take it down. Then I'm going to put it back up to put the warm compresses on afterwards. So you get to see a groovy do.
Yeah, you look beautiful anyway.
Thanks.
No,
She really is Lucy.
I should have went blonde.
You should have. We should have went out and got a wig.
Yeah, well, he said he can't do dyes. He can do these
Oh.
spots just for a week.
You could put like a wig on you.
Oh, a wig.
Yeah.
Wigs are fun.
Yeah. We can probably find that wherever we were at today. Like, they had it, everything.
Oh, they had everything there.
I was able to go with her, which was an amazing surprise.
that's so great.
So, yeah, I was like, wow. See, I thought I was going to stay here at the hotel, but then this gentleman that she knows just was like, you can go. And I'm like, okay. So I was totally blown away, and it was just the most amazing experience. It really was. So I don't even think I could talk for a few minutes, and that's hard for me.
Yeah, she was speechless.
I'm speechless. I literally, imagine that, speechless for a little while. You don't believe it, do you, Gal?
Nope.
So on this note, and then I would love for you girls to talk. I just want to read the definition. If you saw the image that we used for the blab, there's a lotus in the background, the lotus flower. And during this journey of finding some healthcare that would provide some sort of relief for me, I was over in India seeing a surgeon there, And I found this book, and on the front of the book was a lotus. And I've always loved the flower. It's a beautiful flower, but I never really knew what it meant. So on the cover of it was this, and then throughout it, in fact, I frequently grab that book and read it. It's just simply like spiritual thoughts and readings, and it's just a really cool book. But anyway, it starts out with this thought. And this goes a lot with what all of us are doing as we are growing and evolving. So this is the lotus. Out of the muddy waters, the lotus flower grows and blooms. Full bloom signifies enlightenment. And that's what we're all striving for, whether we're aware of it or not. We're striving to be more enlightened, more aware. The white represents purity of the mind and spirit. The mud that this beautiful flower grows out of represents the struggle. So we all need the struggle to grow up through and out of. Finally, the lotus flower represents rebirth, both in a figurative and a literal sense. The rebirth can be a change of ideas. It can be acceptance. It can be new whatever, but rebirth. How powerful is that?
That's cool.
It is cool.
Very, very
Very.
cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that,
Well, you know,
Yeah.
when,
And that's what money can
that's
do.
why we work so hard.
Yeah.
When you get really clear on your why. Like, this was my why. And that's why in the last 8 months I worked so hard because I knew I needed to get here again.
Mhm.
And here we are.
Exactly.
very cool.
Totally possible. You work your business, and cool part about this is all you gotta do is generate more leads.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives me a way of like, okay, want more money? All right, put more leads in the funnel.
Yeah. You figure out what works, and then you just multiply it and scale up and multiply it.
Exactly.
Oh, Dr. Janine.
Yes, Susan and Tammy. You know, Susan, I was thinking about, when you were in the hospital, my husband used to tell me this. He's also a registered nurse. He's retired. But the whole thing with people coming in and not having really good health insurance really determined how much care they got. They were cut loose if the insurance wasn't going to pay. And he's always, one thing he's always preached to our son is you want to have options in life. This is just options being played out. We're seeing it right here now with you. The money is giving you the option to get the finest care. The average person would not have access to this because they don't have the funds. And that's so true with so many. I mean, we consult in practice, like I said last night, we saw all the time in practice, people coming in and just did not have the funds for, just some basic things, they just didn't, they were unaware of where to start creating that extra light income. But I really like the thing you were talking about, the lotus and enlightening ourselves, because to attain a certain financial point, most of the time we have to go through that growth phase of becoming who we really know that we can become, that we're born to be.
Yep.
And letting go of the stories we tell ourselves, the stories that other people have told us, the limiting beliefs that we have accepted from society that tells us that we can't, or that this is how it is. I read something that guy, I don't know if you heard of Chris Record.
Yes.
He said, I ask myself, how can I make this happen instead of I can't? Because as soon as you tell yourself you can't, you're done. There's no other options. You just shut your brain down to any other options.
Exactly.
And I was just thinking about my parents growing up. My parents got married really young, didn't have a whole lot of money, but my parents were super resourceful and smart. Because they've always operated from, I may be here now, but that doesn't mean I have to stay here. And you know what? This person may be way ahead of me, but what do I have right now that I can work with? I can start moving myself in that direction.
Exactly.
There's a few things that have always stuck with me too. Is just, just because you're at a point where you don't want to be, or you'd like to see yourself somewhere else, you don't have to stay there. It's really a choice.
Yep, that's exactly true. And what I love what you just presented there, and it's the questions. The questions that we ask ourselves is what's going to lead us out of whatever situation we're in. Like, what else is possible? What do I have to work with right now? What can I do? What next step should I do? Like those kind of questions, healthy questions. There's also the negative questions that could keep us there. Like, why is this happening to me? Why? Like the why questions usually lead us down a very negative path, right?
Oh yeah.
Why does so and so have that? Why is this happening to me? Why, Whereas if we ask a what question, it usually leads us to some sort of progressive answer.
Right.
And it's just literally being disciplined about it. Like, in other words, when you come up with an idea or you come up with a realization that you have to absolutely change what you're doing, if you want the change and you're always like, oh man, I wish I could X, right? I wish I could do whatever. You have to make that decision and then just say, you know what, every single day I'm going to do that. I'm almost going to be obsessive about it. Like I was telling Susan, I made that switch to lose weight, for example, and I just said it tonight. I said, I'm always making a goal of the next level. And I've done this for so many years in my life. The health part of my whole, being, I just lost it. I was in shape for so many years, and then for like the past 10, 15 years, I couldn't lose weight. I mean, now I'm like obsessed about it, and I just got mad at myself because I have a little bit of a chest cold still, and it's just the traveling, and then, it was hurting really bad going up and down the stairs because we're on the 6th floor, so I told Susan before the blab, I'm going to go run, do as many stairs sets as I can, and then come back and jump on the blab, and so I'm always, I'm just very... I get mad at myself. So you do have to get a little bit mad at yourself if you don't want change.
Right.
Because if you don't have self-discipline, there's no one else to blame except for you. So if you want to make more money or you want to get better in any area of your life, you got to be disciplined about it every single day. And if you do get off of the bandwagon and you do actually have a day where you can't market, for example, or you can't exercise or whatever, like, just do it the next day. Because if you don't, then you're going to get into that other rut, and then you're going to start, like Susan said, then you're going to start, self-doubting yourself, and then you're going to say, why can everybody else do it? You know what I mean? When I lost a lot of my materialistic things, when we went through that phase, and it was, through the restaurants and then the real estate collapse and everything like that, I'd ask those questions to myself, well, why do bad things happen to good people? I just picked up a book in the library. I was like, I got to figure out, why do bad things happen to good people? Because I've always helped people. I mean, I helped these two people get into business that were our partners, and then they screwed us over. So I was like, why? Wait, we were helping them, but why did that happen to us though? You know what I mean? So I had to get out of that the victim stage, because shit happens. And the cool part about it is you can start from where you are, but you also have time. Like there's, everybody has time. I mean, there's people I've seen start up a business when they're in their 80s. Hey, if you're still on this earth, that means you have time, right? So that's just what I wanted to say tonight, is that your options are always open. Like, you don't want to feel like you're, stuck or whatever you want. And, you want to just know that your options are open, especially money-wise. Money is so out there. I mean, there's so much money going around in this world. You know what I mean?
You can even go to Walmart and ask people if they keep their options open.
Yeah. That was good.
Just saying.
Or up in Canada, the 7-Eleven.
Because we have 7-Elevens.
We don't have Bob Evans. Sorry.
What's Bob Evans?
What's a Bob Evans? Yeah, hey, Gail, do you put Bob Evans in Texas?
Do what?
She's laughing too hard to answer.
Do what?
Do you have any Bob Evans in Texas? It's a restaurant.
See?
Not in my
It's a
little town.
restaurant.
I'm sure there is somebody named Bob Evans in Texas.
Probably.
It's a
Let's see
restaurant.
if he's on Facebook. He's on
You want me
Facebook.
to
Okay,
go?
let me guess. They have them in Florida. Okay, out of the box. And what's your name? I recognize that.
Jump on the blab.
Oh, it's Kenneth. Hi, Kenny.
Oh, it's Kenny. Kenny, I just.
Out of the box. That was Jack in the Box, right?
Jack in the box.
Kenny, get out here.
In the box. Get out of the box and come on the blab.
I can't get a water.
Maybe too much estrogen for Kenny. He's afraid. Too much estrogen.
See? Call him out. Come on, Kenny. I'm not shy.
There he is. He's coming now. Okay.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, I had to jump out of the box. You got me with that one, Susan. I just had to come on out the box.
Yay!
Hey, they have Cracker Barrel. It's sort of like a Cracker Barrel. They have those.
Oh yeah, you're Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, they got Cracker Barrel here.
Cracker.
See, I'm not that far off.
What kind of names for these restaurants? Like
Cracker
In and Out?
I asked her, I said, have you ever had an In-N-Out burger? And she's like, what?
That sounds disgusting.
What about the Five Guys? I know you had to try the Five Guys burger.
We got the Five Guys. Yeah.
All right.
It's better than the Five Guys. It's an In-N-Out. You can get an animal burger,
Hot now.
which is low carb.
Aren't they all animal burgers?
Right.
Let's hope so.
That's what I was thinking.
I know, I'm always an ass like this to
She
her.
is. She's always an ass like this to me. Don't you guys feel bad for me? Look at Gail. She's shaking her head. Yes.
Yeah.
You take my side. High five.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is bad. It gets worse, Janine, when we're live in person. Hey, who wants us to have a live event, by the way?
Oh, I do. Yes, have a light around.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, kind of.
So we just have to decide the place. But you know what?
We have to decide the place.
You know what's really cool? This hotel is beautiful. This whole little, because they're all just connected towns, but they're like cities essentially.
Yeah.
They're small cities. But McAllen, like the people are just amazing in this hotel. The service is incredible, and they do have a room. I think it would host it would probably be about the same as the one we did in Pittsburgh. We could do about between 15 and 20 right here in McAllen.
Mhm. And right now they have a dude down there playing.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, he's playing on the. I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, we got to end this blab because we're gonna go have a drink and listen to him.
Go listen
Listen
to
to
the
the
dude.
Yeah.
You gotta have some fun
Make
now.
sure you have a couple of drinks for me as well.
Well, we will. Susan's drink is somewhere around here. Oh, she already finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Time for another one. Time for another one.
Mm-hmm. But I can't because I got to get up at 5
Oh.
because
Okay.
Going home tomorrow?
I got to leave tomorrow.
Mm.
Yeah. So like at 9.
Are y'all going together?
No, I'm
Are y'all leaving together now?
She's going home,
going home.
and then I'm going back to the clinic.
She's kicking me out.
And then I go back to the clinic, and then I'm going to Playa del Carmen, Mexico for a week.
Wow.
Wow, nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I need to let the stem cells do their thing and rest.
Or no.
Cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah, make it all worthwhile.
Look, Tammy's drinking now.
Here I come. Guys, I am with family here. It was good hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
See y'all on next week's Blab. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll have to do Bob from there next week.
So that's cool.
We'll see what happens. My daughter is threatening on Facebook that she's going to have a house party, but
Yikes.
Hey,
I better get my passport.
that's what happens when you leave girls alone.
I know.
Exactly.
It happened to us.
Really?
Yeah, we told our oldest, she was probably about 17 at the time. We said, yeah, you can have a party as long as the cops don't come. Well, the cops came.
Sure.
We were about 2 hours away, and she came up the next morning with her boyfriend and told us all about it. Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
teenagers.
Yep. Well, I just reminded her that from wherever I am, I can sign in on the computer and change the code to the locks and turn the security system on.
Oh, wow.
What can you do?
Do you know that they're making cars now? I think it's the Chevy Malibu that the stereo won't turn on unless the seatbelt's on. It does a lot of other things too. And yeah, there's quite a few safety things geared towards kids. The Chevy Malibu.
Wow.
I think they even have a tracker on it.
Oh, wow. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, technology is it's really not that expensive to have that kind of technology now. Like a few years ago, that would have been a huge expense. But so, Gail, what are your thoughts on this topic?
Let's see, what were we talking about? No.
He's so cute.
Just
I get a kick out of her.
freedom, options. I can read,
Money.
see.
Yeah.
Money gives you options.
No, money can expand
Money.
options.
Yeah, money does give you options. And everybody wants more of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just never enough. But like I think it was you, Tammy, it's out there. Or Susan, one of you said that. It's out there.
It's out there
And-
big time.
Yeah. People are searching for it, and I don't know who invented the 40-hour work week, but and only having two days off on the weekend, but that's what people have to do. You know, and there's other options, but most of them just don't have the mindset to change their ways. And because you tell them about an online program, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. You know, I'm not going to do that. And they just don't believe, and they won't try because they've been programmed, go to school, go to college, get a job, you know. And we just need to be out there and set them straight.
And you know what? Sometimes that's okay, and sometimes that's good to do that because, like, you just won't, like, you won't appreciate the fact. Let me think how to word this. I mean, I used to think all the time, it's almost like when you're younger, you want to be older. When you're older, you want to be younger kind of theory. But the thing is, like, let's say I never worked for anybody ever, and I just was, you know, like a Trump family or something like that, right? Nepotism, and you know what I mean? Like, my family worked here. They worked their asses off, right? When they were farmers and stuff like that. So, like, if I didn't know that, and I was just, you know, born into a, you know, silver spoon situation, then I probably would have blown all that money or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you
the thing
don't
is, like, you just don't appreciate it. Exactly. So, you know,
Right.
it's just like, you know, anything, right? Really in life. And it gives you the option to know that, wow, well, then I can do more and more and more. Right? It's
We
just
were
like
talking
the
about
more
that
money
yesterday,
you
how
can
we
create.
need the struggle.
Yeah, you
to
need the
find the
struggle
strength.
to find the strength. Exactly. So, like,
Very good.
right. Like, just trying to think of a couple examples to give people tonight. Like, even in this industry, Good thing 2 times that I didn't quit, and I had people that supported me when I was almost going to throw in the towel. And they, and it's like, you still keep in touch with those people. Like, you were even one of them, Gail. I think I remember back. And I was just like, man, this is ridiculous.
Right.
This company kicked me out and blah, 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 and woe is me. And, I didn't. The thing is like with me anymore, maybe a day, I'm out and then I'm back. Doesn't take me very long. I've pretty much bounced back pretty fast. But it was devastating at the same time. It was like $6,000-$7,000 in residual that I had built up for the company every month. And then
you were upset.
Close to a $10,000 bonus check. And I mean, those things really can kind of punch you in the gut, right? But if you let it, exactly. And then, I was told, hey, you got equity in your name and, you can come back bigger and better than ever. And so, I mean, it's just good to have. And then I did it, exactly. And that's the cool part about, knowing that, like, even, like I said, I've worked for people before and I hated it. I mean, for God's sakes,
Me too.
I just made that. Yeah. I mean, how can you work for someone when you get a taste of the freedom, right? For example.
Once you know something, you can't go back and unknow it.
Yeah, isn't that powerful? She said that again tonight to me, and I was like, you're right. Yeah, you can't reverse that, right? You get a wrinkle in your brain. That wrinkle's going to stay there.
Yep.
So whatever you learn.
Like what you know, we know. You can't unknow me. You're stuck with me.
That's true. Did you hear what she just said, Gail? Oh, she didn't hear
I'm not saying anything.
Say it again for Gail.
I said,
Poor Gail.
I said, yeah, see, you know me now. You can't unknow me. You're stuck with me.
That's what she said. We're stuck with this girl.
That's all right.
Good.
We'll keep her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think we should go from here? Kenny dropped off. Okay.
Yep.
We've got quite a few people.
So my question is, you know what? It's like money is everywhere. When you grow up, like you grew up and I grew up, you don't always see that, or even it's like because you see money being such a struggle all around you. And I guess that just goes into just, I don't know, share what your thoughts are on that. What do you think your thoughts? What helps people? Is it the mindset? Is it reading things? Is it just opening your mind to possibilities? If they can do it, I can do it.
I think that's the key. And that's why stories are so important. And that's like, for example, the story that we shared tonight and the stories that we encourage you guys to share. And I see you guys sharing, and so awesome. It's the stories that move us. So the stories will prove to people if they can do it, then I can do it. Because we're all just general people. Like there's nothing about each one of us. And so seeing repeatedly, sometimes we have to see the same kind of story and from different perspectives, right? Like there's people that are really going to relate with your story, Gail, right? There's going to be some people that are going to completely relate with that. You have a horse ranch. You can tell stories about what you do around there. You have a lot of sustainability in place, but you need to expand your money options. And you had to make a hardcore choice when Ronnie had his accident. People are going to relate to that. Do you know how frequent people are in that same situation, right? Same with me. Your situation is going to relate to a different group of people. So just telling our story and getting better at telling our story, that's going to help them believe if they can do it, then I can do that. And so that's partly why Tammy and I love joining our stories and overlapping them. We're each individuals. Tammy will always be Tammy Montgomery. Doesn't matter how we expand Unstoppable Network, what we do together, Tammy is always going to be Tammy Montgomery, Team Tammy. Like, you've got to know Tammy. You know what I mean? Like, she's always going to be herself. And I'm always going to be myself. And together we create something different. Just like the Unstoppable Network. All of us. Have you noticed when a new personality joins, the energy adjusts a little bit as we expand and our membership grows? Everybody brings their own amazing uniqueness, and the story adjusts. Like there's a great story and many little stories within that. And that's the dream. That's the vision. The dream is so that we can have so many amazing, beautiful, powerful stories within our place that we can reach and resonate and relate with everyone together as a unit so that everybody rises up together. And if we can do it, all of us collectively and individually, then the people that see our stories, of course, they can do it. And it's going to be more and more and more believable. I hope Lee doesn't mind. But I'm going to talk about Lee for just a quick moment. It has taken Lee months and months and months and months to record a video. He has had a huge success in marketing. He's a successful marketer in his niche. He couldn't believe that he could get out of that specific practice of network marketing and home parties. He was powerful, built teams in the hundreds. I would love to have that ability. That's a huge skill, powerful skill. But he didn't believe that he could do digital marketing. He didn't believe that he could do video. So it took him months and months and months to create a video. Let me tell you, when you guys watch that video, it's like jaw-dropping. It's shocking.
It is.
He knows how to deliver a message. Like, I know why he closed the living rooms of people.
Yeah.
I know why he collected hundreds of people. He just didn't believe that he could do it on video.
Yeah.
So it's just
Awesome.
It was amazing. It was
like
amazing.
you guys get it. You guys so get it, right? Like everybody gets it, but they don't realize that they get it. Gail, you mentioned earlier, you have to believe. Janine, you mentioned earlier about asking the right questions, being resourceful. What do you have to work with now? You know, like everybody has the pieces, but maybe, here we go again, maybe the dots aren't quite connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what's powerful.
And I also think as you're connecting, as you're growing and becoming more self-aware of how you talk to yourself, the questions you ask yourself, and as you're connecting the dots, it's still, I caught myself a few days ago kind of some stuff, am I doing it right? A little bit of like a downward mood. And, actually I jumped on the phone with Ray and he's like, no, you're on track. I'm like, you know what, that it's just, you become more aware of your, I don't know if you want to call it self-sabotage or some of those little doubts that start to creep in. You're like, no, I'm on the right track. I'm going to keep going. It's just, I think that's really important for people to also be aware of that as you're growing, no matter where you are in your level of success, that creeps in. You probably learn to manage it differently as you get more, I don't know what the word is, adept at being aware of those emotions or.
Yep, you're exactly right. Exactly. And it is self-sabotage. I completely agree. Mm-hmm. I did some self-sabotage yesterday because there's a really important article that I had set a goal that I needed to have written by Saturday night. And then I couldn't do it. I didn't get it done. I didn't have too long of a list. I'm sorry. But then I said, okay, you got to do it on Sunday while you're traveling. So I wasn't even giving myself the freedom to just cope with traveling. So I still didn't get the article done. And I was working on it yesterday. Did I get it done? No. So I was doing that same thing to me, like self-sabotaging. Wrong with you. Why can't you do this?
I do all the time.
Just an article. But I mean, it's an important article. So, and I just couldn't get my mind into it. Regardless, like sometimes you have to be okay with not adjusting, or like you said, ask yourself different questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, how come I don't have 4 deals done today?
Yeah. See, so we all.
I'm like, okay, wait. This is a slow week. I only have, you know what I mean? Like I do it all the time myself, and I have to stop and think. Wait a minute. I gotta do the same thing. I gotta tell the same thing to myself as I do everybody else. Then generate more leads. Do more whatever,
Right.
do more callbacks, do more whatever, right? I mean, we all have, downtime. I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, it's actually been nice because for a day or Sunday and Monday, like I literally just Sunday my phone was off in the airplane, and I said, "Wow, the whole day I haven't been like on." You know what I mean? Like I'm just so used to being on, like a flip, like a switch. Flip a switch on, right? And then I was like, wow, this is actually cool. And it was it was Susan's idea. She's like, Tammy, you got to take some time for yourself and just relax. Why don't you come down here? Yeah. And I did. And I said, this has been great. So my mind is refreshed. I'm going to be like
look out.
Watch out.
You're ready.
Get ready, guys.
Yay.
Because next week's going to be insane. You know what I mean? But you got to do that sometimes. You just got to have, like, and you're the one that taught me that. You got to sometimes slow down to speed up. That's a Susan lesson. So, right? I mean, so instead of beating yourself up, you just kind of take a step back and you say, okay, well, I know I can do it. Like because I've done it over and over and over again. It's just like I'm 1 pound away from 100 pounds, and I'm like, I just got to get past 1 pound done. And she said, you might do that by the time you get home because we've been eating great. Like, just, it's super. You know what I mean? So, and I still haven't really too much.
Maybe at some time you'll share what you said you tried other things in the past. What you don't have to do it tonight, of course, but what was different for you this time? I know you said was it because you said I absolutely deserve this? Was it a mindset shift? I like
that lady right there.
Oh, what was it different this time from my diet? As opposed to
whether it's your diet, I don't think whatever it was. What do you think the thing was that made it different for you this time compared to other times where you were not successful?
It was 3 steps.
It was 3 steps.
Okay.
It was 3 steps that we shared in that video.
Yeah, we did that.
Okay, that's 3 steps. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. Yep.
And that's why we put that together, because that is exactly why it worked for her.
Mm-hmm. Number one, just having, like the business that we have together, because it's a day-to-day thing, and then I had to be on these, videos and stuff. And then she said, you want to do a live event? That just really kicked it in. So now, like, we'll still talk about, like, our next time we meet. I said, well, I want to be down another 20 pounds by the time we next meet. I don't want no stomach. I want to be skinny. These are the things that I've always wanted to do in my adult life that I haven't been able to do. I went swimming for the first time in 10 years yesterday.
Wow.
Just yesterday. I hadn't fitting into a swimming suit.
Right.
I went swimming for the first time in 10 years, and she got to see that. I was like ecstatic. I didn't even know how to. I remembered how to swim, right? Because I always swam as a kid, but I was too embarrassed to get into a swimming suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just
So it's having a really clear why.
I still have a really, really clear why, and the more people compliment me, the more I want to do it, right? So, like, the more you guys start, like, whatever your goals are, it's the same thing that happens, right? So, but that's what it is, Janine. I mean, I honestly, even was it 2000? I really, really tried hard the year that we were going to go on a cruise. And I said to myself, I want to lose 50 pounds before I get on this Duck Dynasty cruise. It was Robbie's graduation present that I gave to him. And I worked my ass off to pay for that cruise for him. And so we went on this Duck Dynasty cruise. It wasn't that cheap. The Duck Dynasty people on TV. So I was able to give it to him, right, for a present. And I said, you know what, this sucks, man. I'm going to be on this cruise, and I'm not even going to be able to wear shorts. I didn't wear shorts. And, and it's like, I was depressed. I only lost like 20 pounds. I gained that all back and some. And so it's just different when you have someone that, it's kind of like tells you can do it and I believe in you, and that's the real difference. Having a coach, a person that
Believes in you.
believes in you. Yeah, Susan absolutely believes in me, and she's told me that, and I believe her. You know what I mean? Like that's a really amazing friend. So that was the difference.
And sometimes it's when you get to the point of if you get uncomfortable enough. Sometimes we have to get uncomfortable enough.
All right.
So I was putting off this Excel that I just had today. I've been putting it off since I needed it last November, but I've been putting it off. I'm putting it off for all sorts of excuses. Well, the kids need me at home. No, I don't. I don't want to spend the money yet. Like there was always excuses, and I kept on putting other things as a priority. And then in February, it was hard to do my work. It was hard to keep up the pace. It was hard to like halfway through the blabs, halfway through the hangouts, talking hurt. It was interfering with daily life. I wasn't able to cook anymore. Most of my days were spent in bed again. Always just pushing. So I got uncomfortable enough that I said, okay, I'm just going. I have to go. And so sometimes, it's just as simple as that. You have to get uncomfortable enough to make the decision to just do what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you do. You have to get uncomfortable, and sometimes just like it's for me. I was getting like people would say, "Wow." I mean, and eat. I'll tell you guys a quick story. It was really scary. I mean, it's scary because I was in the hospital because of my AFib, but like I've been in the hospital 3 times because of AFib. But the second time I was in the hospital, I overheard this lady. I can't remember what year it was, but anyway, she's like, "Oh, yeah," and it's that obese lady in room 2 whatever. And I overheard it, and I was like, "Damn, that sucks." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I am classified as an obese lady, so so hurtful things, words can really, really hurt you. And I at that point I was trying to lose weight too, and I couldn't lose weight.
So a good way to look at that is horrific hurts, like because that kind of hurt, like psychological hurt, like that hurts. That's really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can switch our perspective, like we feel that sting and think of it and use it, use the energy to motivate us out of it. So that's what we mean by get uncomfortable. Use that energy of that uncomfortableness, whatever that discomfort is, the pain or whatever, and use that to motivate you into getting yourself out of that discomfort. So moving away from the pain.
Right, because like I'd say, well, I'd say something to Susan like, well, I'd have an excuse or something like that, but then I'd say I just don't have enough time, and she'd say, but you deserve the time to take for yourself. You deserve it, Tammy. And I'd be like, no one's ever said to me that I deserve that. You know what I mean? Like third party person. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you don't say it to yourself in your head. You're not going around saying to yourself you deserve it. Right?
You're probably thinking of your to-do list.
And
You're thinking of the stuff to get done.
Thing you just don't. It's the simplest things. You just don't. You know what I mean? So, pretty much what I wanted to say tonight. It gives you so many options now. And listen, I mean, I can swim now. That's an option.
It's huge.
And I can. The other thing that I would have probably told Susan no if this was a year ago. Well, I know why. Because I had to ask for a damn extension to get on an airplane. It wouldn't fit around my belly. The seatbelt wouldn't. So when I got on the airplane, the first trip from Buffalo to Newark, I was like, dang, this thing goes around and then maybe some again,
Something else.
Something else to celebrate. I even showed her when I got on the plane. I was like,
Take a
you can
picture.
actually, I don't need an extension. So those are just simple options, right? So, but money really, when you think about it, as much time as I do spend walking and, and the food it costs and stuff like that to stay on this diet, right? I mean, it's not really. I just throw away the bread, starches, and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, money, if you don't have money and you slave to a 9 to 5, do you have time to really jog 4 or 5 miles? Well, I don't jog that many miles. I jog 1.5 miles and then I walk the rest, right?
Yep.
So, no, I'd probably be on the rat race. Like, okay, get supper done, blah, 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 right? And I wouldn't have time to work out my own self. So, anyway, that's what I have to say at night. Anything else?
I don't.
Okay. You girls?
Do you have anything else to add?
No, but sure gave me a lot to think about. And I appreciate it. Both of you.
You're welcome.
And you too, Janine.
Right. Yep, we all absolutely, I think about that a lot. I absolutely deserve
Yeah.
fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aren't these conversations
We're all
wonderful? Isn't this cool? How we can, it's like we're all, well, I mean, we're in the same living room. But we're all just sitting around. We pulled up a chair and we're all sitting around having a conversation, a few laughs. Lucy even joined us for a minute.
We gotta watch that skit with the candy.
Oh yeah, that's
put them in the box. I love that one. I live in Jamestown, or near Jamestown, New York, where Lucille Ball was born and raised. Isn't that cool?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
cool.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Vita Vita Vegemin.
Oh yeah, that's actually a mural on one of the parking ramps in Jamestown. Once, yeah.
Oh, that's good, Gail. That's good. It's tasty.
You don't get too drunk tonight, Tammy, where you're saying Vita Vita Vegemin.
My ear is more off. Vita Vita, what is it?
Vita Vita Vegemin.
Vita Vita Vegemin?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's not what it was called, but that's the way Lucy
Oh, wow.
called
Cool.
it. Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much for joining and
Yes.
adding so much to our conversation. Thank you.
It was great.
Fun.
Good to
Good night,
see you.
ladies.
Glad everything went well.
Oh yeah, both of you girls, great job on the callbacks. I connected with yours, Janine, and I'm still